Homeless housing has proven to be a hot-button issue in Sherman Oaks. Anna Marcos brings us more on a recent noisy open house held by Councilmember David Ryu.
The first ever homeless outreach meeting in Council District David Ryu's district in Sherman Oaks drew quite a crowd to Notre Dame High School, and it got loud and angry fast.
Nothing solves homelessness like a home. These individuals are our brothers, our sisters, our parents, and our children.
Ryu could hardly get a word in. At issue, plans by various council members, including Ryu, to build temporary bridge and permanent housing in their districts and neighborhoods to ease the homeless crisis.
I look forward to talking with all of you. We will be having.
Well, I was a little surprised at the anger tonight.
Someone who's just deposited themselves on a street corner isn't really a stakeholder in that neighborhood. We cannot put this kind of shelter housing with no requirements for people to get off drugs, to give up their bad habits in the middle of businesses and homes and schools.
I don't mind. They can come in my neighborhood. They're in my neighborhood anyway, sleeping on the streets and whatever else they do on the streets. So I'm for the housing.
Ryu had tables and information exhibits set up to help residents learn about homeless services and housing and what they would do for the neighborhood, but those largely went unnoticed. This in a neighborhood that voted overwhelmingly for Props H and HHH to provide more housing and services for the homeless.
Sherman Oaks overperformed the rest of the city and voted over 75% to support these two measures because everybody knows that we need to tackle this crisis. But more importantly, this begins now. This is how we do it.
What we've promised to do is ultimately to put in place a security plan which enhances an added layer of security to any bridge housing location that is placed anywhere in the city.
We don't want this in our area, but at the same time we want the homeless problem solved. It's very confusing, convoluted, and there's a lot of arguing. I think that the idea of civil discourse, sitting down and talking with one another, has been lost.
People are living on the streets. The alternative to the streets is a building. So we have to have more housing. We have to have more affordable housing.
In the end, no solutions yet.
No decisions have been made.
The mixed reactions made one thing clear. There will be plenty more contentious meetings and open houses ahead.
Councilmember Ryu says he plans to have more of these kinds of meetings in the future for community feedback.